Hi. 5:37, 28th of June, 2019. And now, yeah, walking on the street out. Keep being busy in movement, you told me. There are many lessons as I can feel the energy changing now. And there is a lesson to go through in this life. And one of the challenges is to perhaps realize who is living the life and who is here to watch life. I watch my dog Mika as I arrive here in Israel. She's 18 years old, which is considered old for a dog. And her body still functions in a very different way. She walks in circles through the night. She goes through something, very different pattern. I don't know what goes through her own mind. And she wakes up in the night and almost during the day, what is she doing? Is going in circles. Now the things that are happening to this I, this thing inside of me that say, oh, I have experience, this is happening to me. And what it sees outside, there are lessons there, signs. And not always they are clear, the signs and the lessons. One of the challenges of being alive is being alive, in this calling it a challenge. Because the one who describes it is the one who looks at life and gives it names, stories, explain about life. Now this thing that it seems it has been called mind, and we have agreed in a way to call it mind, is, we can, like the body, use it as a tool. And it might be the learning process of how to use it as a tool. And when you have a tool, first you have to learn how to use it. Now it seems that it is said that this tool takes time to mature, which is different than the body, the biological body. Yeah, the mental body takes time to mature. And it seems that in this lifetime, even for some people, their mind is not even mature, so it may be even a maturing process over several lifetimes, perhaps. The body is just, living life and maturing anyway, and will die. And the mind has a chance to die while the body is alive. I've said it before, and in this body of mine, that went through what we might call hardships, experiences that are hurting. Most people, mostly, in most cases, know how to treat it. So if you have a flu, or if you break your toe, I had 2 knee surgeries, I had flus in my life, I have different sicknesses that the doctors, the allopathic doctors, they knew how to handle. And I can tell you that the doctor who operated my knee, I actually had maybe 2, but at least one that I have in my mind, in my memory, he was an artist. Really, what he did was art, how he treated the knee. And our language, and I've been experiencing it for the past, or observing it from this angle, the past 1 or 2 or 3 years. And even from my Guruji and Mataji, a challenge of the language. And what I mean by that is that we have a tendency to wish well, stay happy, stay strong, be well, be good. And there is a part of me who just observes the sound, the music we create, and it looks at reality, and it sees a discrepancy, something that seems to not fit the pattern of the fact that we don't always feel well. Now, the thing that lives life, the body, not the mind that interprets it. I've noticed in the past few years that it is very sensitive to words, different ones. What might be, someone can say, hey, stay sick. And there is different frequency, and again, the world is the world, different frequency when there seems to be a sickness or happiness, or health or sadness, or stay in your queue, your turn will come. There are formulas, there are ways we use our language that is more in the balancing, I might say, because again, even that can disappear one time when we'll stay silent, but we don't. And zero expectation, 100% acceptance. Again, my consciousness filters what comes to it, decides what to keep and what to say, this does not work for me, for that consciousness of mine. It's sometimes hard to do it with people who are maybe your teachers, your parents, your fathers, and now what I experience is that, or I interpret it, that there is a language that speaks more about the truth, the reality, and telling someone, keep on being an observer, keep on watching life. And this language seems to bring something. I don't know if to call it healing, I don't know, because then also there is like something to be fixed or something, but I watch now as I walk, I watch on the street, and the street is being, seems to be what I was taught, is called repaired. I see a bulldozer or something, and I see a fence, and the road is is not finished. And there are pipes, and there is dirt. Again, I was taught in life, as I grew up, to look at it like this. Hey, this is a situation that it needs to be fixed, because the end result is a road that is complete. Most people look at life like this. I walk on the pavement, so I have somewhere to walk. On the road, the cars cannot walk because there is work on the road. But I've learned to look at life as it is. Now, as it is, it means zero expectation, 100% acceptance. And within this karma yoga, that is again developing through me, the self-realization, the karma is being done. It doesn't mean we don't create pavements where we can walk, but for most people, I noticed, it's hard when there's something broken on the path. Something seems, because they learned that the road is not fixed, is not, yeah. And we can touch it at different layers. Physical, mental, emotional, maybe psychic. But as the road, this road that I'm walking now, Shenkin Street perhaps, it was paved before. The road was clear like it's clear now, but something happened. So it was repaired. And so it is with ourselves. Yeah. Now we can wish the road a happy road, or yeah, stay fixed, or healthy, or happy. But the reality is the reality. And the reality also seems to be that we don't wish to be sick or unhappy, or so we don't wish someone, don't be happy. Yeah. And I've had experiences that again now I'm revisiting a different season inside of me. It seems like an old winter, but it's not, because what happens with the first maybe cold winter, maybe, yeah, I will call it a cold winter rather than a hot summer, is that you learn how to cover yourself, you learn how to protect. That's with the physical winter. When the mental winter comes, maybe it can be mental storms, it can be yeah, mental heat. Then finding the cover is different. Yeah. Now, even in the winter, even if you have learned how to deal with the winter, there are times where it's still cold, or it's still, yeah. So it's accepting the cue, the life. Now, the mind always looks for a way to take over your life. The mind is overwhelmed, as I experienced, and I was also told, I'm given tools to describe it to others, to use this language. This language we try to turn towards ourselves. We try to turn this language towards ourselves. My own mind is doing that. And it hurts us on the material level. What is the main material level? Our bodies. And seems to be the physical body. Let's say if I look, this thing that looks at the physical body now, body's pretty okay. And I'm even being asked in this mechanism of, are you okay? And I go, yes. Often the mind is not pleased with simplicity. Yeah? This is part of, I don't know, meditation teaching. So if I ask you if you're okay, even if without this human design and 3 answers. Yes, No, I don't know. Now, what happens is that we start talking about this situation, and one can notice very easily. Yeah? It can be noticed with me because I'm still a teenager. It can be noticed when describing life is this tool is being used correctly or incorrectly, in maybe a healthy way or unhealthy way. Maybe then I get realigned by my Guruji, Mataji, by other people. Mostly other people don't notice because they don't know for themselves. I can already catch it as I am caught and talk with them, so this is why it's difficult. Even in the physical plane. Most people have not learned how to take care of themselves, and they try to take care of you because this is in a way also what we've learned and what we're programmed to do. Now when you are connected to yourself, you realize it is not what the other is bringing you, and it is, but it is not about what the other is bringing you, and it is. Yeah. And when I read the Bhagavad Gita and other messages, but Krishna does not get involved in the confusion that Arjuna seems to have about his role. I may wake up in the morning. It can be even during what for some people it would be the night. And there is a layer inside that is ready to, I call it to die. Because, and that's hard, that's where I connect it to the happiness part. Because the reality is that there is a fight going on that challenges your physical system, your mental system, your emotional system. Now, how the observer inside of you, this thing that looks at this life, pleasure and pain, physical, mental and emotional, they just have different levels. It's perhaps determining whether you will just remain with the pain in life or you will suffer. Yeah? As it said in the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, whether this prakriti and whether these senses of perception will be used for bhoga, for pleasure, or for emancipation. Because you're here to identify. Once you don't identify, you're emancipated, you're free. But you keep identifying because you're here, again, at least in this incarnation, while I'm here, to have something to identify with. You say, my body, I'm in pain. And, you use the language also, it is part of our world. Yeah? We are born to identify, so we can tell stories about ourselves. Even in this game of self-realization, Arjuna has a name. Krishna has a name. Incarnation means you have a name. You identify with something. Because if you don't identify, you may not exist. And you have no story to tell. But how do you use this tool of identification, that is something else. Like any other tool, how do you use your feet? Now, because it seems elusive, the feet you can see, the heart maybe a doctor can check, so even the internal organs, the costas, the physiological, the anatomical, physiological, body layers. The mental, although we have gone through a progress with it in humanity, the mental layers, they seem to be, again, under development. Let's say if our physical body is, most of the disease you have, you go to a doctor and you have security about how it will be handled. And yes, life is here to have the balance, so there is a movement, so there are diseases where it seems they're still here to be challenged. These diseases may have no name yet. Physical ones, I'm talking. Maybe different kinds of cancer and I'm not talking about where they originally come from, and the influence of the mental and the emotional plane. Because first I look at the reality that is easily accessible. The reality that is easily accessible. This is part of my training, Although Arjuna was born as a Kshatriya, he had to go through the training process, Because this is what we go through in life. But first Arjuna, I don't know if sits, looks, stands with Krishna, sits in the chariot of Krishna before he fights. Now, Arjuna has fought before and is known to be a mighty warrior, but there's another fight. There will come another, And in this fight, he might say, I'm not sleeping well because, or I don't want to fight this fight. I just want to stay healthy and live happily ever after, like I was taught in the children's stories. Again, it's deep-rooted in our education. When I was with my daughter, and it seems I'm taking in very important lessons as I mature and grow up, I realized that when she falls, we don't encourage, most of us, as I watched people, to embrace the fall. Embracing the fall does not mean being around. I went through teachings of contact improvisation, dancing. One of the first arts, and also Aikido, is how to fall. And then also rising back up. And I fell, I rode mountain bike and I crashed my wrist, and there was some rules of learning how to fall. I went through that in the physical level. The first part is in the physical level. but we can bring that to our children on the mental level to prepare them, again, in different ways. When my daughter fell, it seems that in me the first reaction was not to get carried with her fall immediately. Yeah? It's challenging, because we have challenges in life. Because what to do? We have a mechanism in ourselves that wishes good and health and happiness. And it seems there is a mechanism inside of me that don't want that my daughter will fall from a table that is maybe 1 meter or 1 meter high on her back. My parents, perhaps it seems, didn't want me to hit the glass and have this deep cut in my thigh when I was 9, or many other things. And now as I talk to you, Guruji and Mataji, I realize that I am revisiting the teachings of my father. It took time. Because there were layers that I said, this my father did not give me. There was expectations. There was also not, because I could see it, that I say, yeah, it's okay. But I realized how my father handled, at least with the physical trauma, and that is in myself, as an education. When I was 16, I'll tell the story. When I was 18, I went to pick up my mother, and it was 1 o'clock in the night, 1 a.m., and I was very tired. Again, it seems like when my mind describes my life, my body, I don't like to drive so much and in the car, and I prefer this walking. Now, the people ask me, how did you come with the bus? I said sometimes, yes, and I say, bus number 2, and I point my 2 feet. Again, there are places I cannot reach without a bus or a plane or a car, perhaps. Maybe I'm not meant to reach there, I don't know. So I went, and I was very tired, and my mom asked me to pick her up, and I said okay, and I get up and I take a car and I drive, and I feel very tired, as if I'm about to fall asleep, but I see that I'm about to fall asleep, but I don't do anything about it. I keep driving, and at a certain point, boom, I hit the safety separation line. Wow, I'm all awake and rush and adrenaline, and it's just about 3 more minutes. It's a 20 minutes drive to pick my mom. It's just about 3 more minutes. Last run, 3 minutes, the eyes did not open, and boom, I hit this separation border between the 2 roads. It seems that how people say, luckily there was no other car, the accident was not serious, the car could even drive, but my system was shaken. And I go pick up my mother, and in my memory, one of the first things, I blame, oh, why did you ask me to pick me up in night? I don't know. She's there with me, listening, bringing her mother quality, or teaching mother quality. And then I contact my father. My parents are separated already for many years at that time. But my father was this father, calm voice. Yeah? Giving the mental perspective of a father. Again, there is a mother role, there is a father role. When I speak to people, mostly it's father role. Mostly. When I take them in the palm of my hand, it's mother role. It seems we have both qualities, human beings. We all. Just connecting to them. Now, I talk to my father, and it's the car of the kibbutz, and I have to, like, someone is using the car tomorrow, and I'm worried also from, okay, how will I tell? Yeah, how will I deal with this conflict now? And my father, who has this experience of life in this part, he tells me like this. Yeah, there's nothing to do now. What you would call and wake up the guy who's in charge of the cars. You tell him the car, you just wake him up. You can relax, go to sleep. And he kept calm. Yeah. Not like, again, he didn't even say everything will be okay. He didn't say everything will not be okay or something. Maybe in his way it was everything will be okay. Yeah. And he gave me this cooling advice. There were other times like that where he kept cool. Yeah? With me keeping falling in love also. Sometimes he was even, when I was being very hurt, he was upset also with the other person. This was his way of protection. Now I have this story as I experienced that it's hard to accept that we are here to fall. For oneself, and perhaps also for the parents. Yeah? I am being tested now for what seems to be my interpretation of the fall of my own daughter. Again, it occupies my consciousness. Since it occupies my consciousness, yeah, I can watch it. I just watch it. And it's a lesson. How do I deal with it? First, do I reject it? Do I ignore it? Again, what I do with it in a way doesn't matter. I see that I am talking about it, and there is a maturing process to go through. Now, the process to go to, and there are different ways to look at it, because I'm preparing for you. Life is preparing me so I can come to you, and all the different people outside, and one you come with a 90-year-old, and my son died before I did, and at the age of 50, and another one comes, my son died at the age of 4, and a lot of death there is somewhere there. But so I go and explain to you about death, but from my own death. But you have to be detached. You have to be attached again. My mind is close related to death. Looking at it. Again, it is not matured yet. It is not fully ready to handle death. I don't know, 10%, 50%, 80%, I don't know. It seems pretty much. Yeah? It doesn't mean that when the thing you're attached to will die, you will not experience what it means to perhaps die with it. But you can die with it, not be attached, and go through the next level. like I've had with my father when he died from a motorbike accident. Yeah? And this is the teaching of at least the mental plane of my father. And it seems sometimes more of a father male quality that is necessary. Yeah? It's necessary to use the yang quality, yeah, male quality. It's just sometimes I may be judging it since it is the overwhelming power of the thinking process and the mental process that got us caught and forgot that we are living in these bodies, which is a yin, receptive, walking form, breathing, yeah, embracing. And now, with same as with different injuries, there are different levels to it: physical, mental, emotional, and it's not enough that you say I don't identify with it. It seems to be not enough in my path. I'm observing it first and foremost for my own sake. I take note of the recordings, I used to listen to lectures, take information in, I still do it, now Guruji and Mataji, and again, there's no way eventually but one to go with it on his own. You can take any teaching there is, but one has to go through this on his own. Yeah? So it doesn't matter which kind of fall my daughter falls, because this is one of my lessons that I sense now. Am I getting caught with my daughter's, what I interpret as a fall? Yeah? Yeah? And I see the impact on me. I can see the attachment. By looking at the attachment, you don't decide when you will be reborn, when someone will cut the cord, because you don't control time. You can only watch this thing you call time. You know, you go through a birth, but it's maybe harder to go, I don't know, because in the conscious memory, I don't have a memory from the birth when I went out of my mother's womb. I can only watch others and then we tell a story, but I guess we were born to not have mostly conscious memory of this. Yes, there are sessions and rebirthing and going and try to remember, but generally speaking, again, there are rules of law of nature. There is some kind of dharma, and not for nothing, in a way, I assume it prevents us from remembering this, what might be a traumatic hit, to go out of this comfortable womb to this big womb where a lot of people are, and you have to deal on your own, and you cry and someone holds you. And so we are given the tool of not remembering. Yeah? It only develops later. Because first something else needs to survive. Yes, after that you have time, you can go and go back to different timing in your life, and maybe hypnosis, maybe rebirthing, maybe this session, this ceremony, different ways, yeah? But generally speaking, we are granted with this tool. Now, watching your own death while being alive and conscious, that's something that there are much less, let's say, doctors for that. There are much less doctors that can help you cut the umbilical cord, this attachment. Yeah. Again, this is the reality I see. There are, like, not everybody is I don't know, equipped to help a woman give birth in a healthy way. So yeah, there are doctors, or there are midwives, or there are different ways. Nowadays, mainly doctors. So also less and less children are dying. Yeah. No matter that we judge how the experience is impersonal in the hospital, and I've heard it from different people who have gone through birth, and now but nonetheless, less babies are dying. More babies are ready for the world, for the physical plane to just be born and breathe. Not talk about the later planes which I'm handling, being handled now. As I'm going through a birth. Yeah. And in this birth, which is a death, but it is a birth, pain is involved, lack of sleep is involved. Just imagine the baby going through the womb in the process. But you see the father, you have catched the daughter in your hand, and yeah, again, maybe the birth will not succeed. For some people it doesn't. Some people are not here to have this death again while being alive, so they can have the birth. Yeah, when the baby goes out of the world, it's not just that the baby is alive. There is something that dies. There is a hole, emptiness in the mother. It is filled by other things, but everything goes like this. Where there is birth, there is death. It is a cycle. So I am watching, again, with the help of different tools. You may call it doctors, maybe, in a way with Mataji and Guruji, and also with other, but mainly at this point in life, when it is time to die and reborn, you are given tools to go through it alone, to cut your own umbilical cord. As I mentioned to some friend yesterday that in Italy, I was saying goodbye to him or something after a nice meeting we had, and I said, yeah, in Italy I got the message from someone. She wrote to me, cittadino del mundo, a citizen of the world, and he said something like, yeah, umbrio del mundo. We have this the belly button of the world, like life perhaps starts from there, or yeah. Now I take in the message in another layer, because this is different. This is giving you the scissors or the knife or whatever to cut this invisible umbilical cord, so you can have the birth. And I'm telling you, not a pleasant sensation. This thing that is giving birth to me is invisible. Like, where are the people who tell me, yeah, just breathe, and because there is some mother in me, around me, that is saying, if I put it in words for you, that's it. The pregnancy is over. But it's not a 9-month pregnancy. This was I don't know if it's 35 years pregnancy. I would say yes. Time to give birth. And I will promise for the people who will go, because I will tell them my own truth from experience. It won't be pleasant. But I guarantee that after the birth will be over, you will receive a different life. Okay? And when I had my own death and birth in this life, it was often involved with lack of sleep, with disturbance of this comfortable daily life, happy life, and it seems in the illusion that you go out of your queue. But that's just an illusion, because you're just in your precise karma. And as I told Guruji Mataji, they taught me scary, for some people, simple truth, or I don't know if I'd call it formula. It's a relative truth. Stay in your queue. Your turn will come to be born. At other times, there are other tools to maybe distract from the pain and distract from. But it's not the real truth. It's just like when one is given. Yeah? So I'm taking the teachings and the experience of Guruji and Mataji, but it has to go through a filter. Because I don't live their life and they don't live mine, but they are giving me whatever they can. Whatever they've experienced from their own death and birth, and they have on this life. And they helped others to give death and birth, or birth and, I call it death and birth. So a woman is in the hospital, and she gives birth to life, and she's offered to get sedative, to get a injection or some pill or something so she can feel less pain. Yeah, there are different ways for that. Some go to water, do the birth in the water, and some take epidural, and some women also been documented, have just went through this, and how they say, in the natural way, handling the pain. And I'm telling you, neither is good, neither is bad. There is something in you that knows whether you take an epidural or you do without this, or I don't take all this world, when it's being judged that now only this birth is the healthy and that is the healthy and this is... No, this is not my way. Something inside of you knows. When you trust it, you'll see your path goes. You go to an allopathic doctor, you take a medicine, you go to a shaman, you go to spiritual teachers. There's so many ways. It's about you discovering your way. Yeah? I have my ways, it seems, with Mataji Guruji. So I'm learning now about the spirituality and getting teachings that will help me that are helping me in life. Yeah? And as much as the knowledge they have, they bring so reducing the pain as much as possible. But it is still there. Yeah? It happens because the doctors give the medicine, and then you go to sleep, and then you wake up and you're again in pain, and maybe they give you again the medicine or something. So now there is something inside of me that is just ready to die. And when I see this truth, it doesn't mean that the night's sleep would be like the mind expected it to be. But when the mind starts the day and the life, it sees that it stays an observer. It has no expectation from life. When it wakes up, it does. In this night time or more, yeah? Because it sees that it's about to be reborn, but it's not yet reborn. And what does it want? No, push, go to, yeah? Doesn't work like that. You have to embrace death. I'm being prepared myself for death by this woman telling me about her son who died, and I'm telling her, you can learn about your son. Yeah? You can learn from him or you can suffer it. He gave you the gift of the gift of learning about death in what seems to be a not ordinary way, since generally children die after the parents. Generally, but not always. And when I was next physically to my daughter, because now I am spiritually with her, but it's very physically. She's in my body, in my cells, like Guruji and Mataji are in my cells, like all of you. This is the one. I'm talking to you now, to all of you. Yeah? But we are so also caught in the touch, yeah? That's the sensing. It's very challenging to realize that you are always with me. You and 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 you. It's also part of the dying. Yeah. So when I was physically next to my daughter, and at that moment I could protect it as it seemed physically, not save her. That's not of the business. Protecting is something else than saving. The doctor is doing his work on the patient, but protecting, he doesn't know if he will save, yeah? And my daughter used to fall. I go, boopsie. Not being happy, not being sad about it, looking. The fall has happened. You know, I'm telling you, I saw the reaction of others around her that was in her first three years of life. Again, I'm using this experience like I used other experiences I've had, and time determined when they will pass. And at that time I was receiving the painkillers from Guruji Mataji, from Human Design, all these things. But karma and time determined when the death will be over, yeah? When the birth will be given, when the birth will be over, because when a birth is over, there is still life. And again, this cycle continues. And I was told, hey, you're here to go through awakening, the cross of the sleeping phoenix. You're here to be burned to ashes every time you're born again. Be prepared, because your mind's going to die again. And then again, because you're here to prepare humanity. Yeah, there are other people on this cross, but in this karma it seems is less their past, or different one. Now, from far away, it seems in my interpretation my daughter is falling. But I've seen it from close. From close by. And as I was walking months ago, speaking to you, speaking to the people, you know, I used to say, yeah, my words, they vibrate through the whole world. Now also, they vibrate to the whole world. If someone is conscious about it or not, this person is only whether he is attuned to the frequency. Yeah? And there are lessons to remember this teaching, that this frequency goes to everyone. Again, my daughter and others. Yeah? So when I was physically there and just staying with it and I could not prevent, as I see my daughter from falling when she goes with her scooter, or my daughter when she fell off the bench, or when, you know, in just 4 months I was next to her. I don't have enough fingers to count the falling, but I'm telling you, she got up again. And I saw that other people next to her were increasing her, what I saw, level of trauma. Again, the teaching is to prepare ourselves and our children for life. The way we can. I don't need to say the best way, because there is only one way. And that's the way you handle in the moment. So one time she falls and the fall has happened. It's now up to you, and you are preparing not when the fall is happening, you're preparing before that. Like some go to birth classes to prepare for the birth. When the birth will happen, different things, but you will have the tools, which I call now, you know, I talked to you about the sympathetic and the parasympathetic layers of the mind. Yes? Like you train your body and, you know, you stretch and, you know, you use the parasympathetic system of the physical body to prepare it. Maybe you run a bit, you walk. Now, for example, all this walking that it seems my body is doing unconsciously, I don't know why it goes out for a walk. The physical parasympathetic is preparing for the sympathetic. Yeah? So when it will need to fight or flight, it will have the physical capacity. Same with the mind. When I talk about the experiences, and that's what we do as humans, again, often our training of using this what people call observation, they might call meditation, the way we talk. Talking, at most time, is the parasympathetic system of the mind, of the mental capacity, mental awareness. And our exercises with that are not so much developed like with the body. The body, there is gym, there is yoga, there is Feldenkrais, there is CrossFit. There are so many ways. So many ways. Even if they're whether good, bad, and necessary, not, I don't know. Again, this is all part of me watching, this eye that is watching the survival of the consciousness. What to do, I don't know. I'm not telling you. Even when I'm holding your hand, I just describe the world I see. the consciousness I see, body and mental. Usually I touch body and mind. Maybe there will come a time I will touch your emotional system as well. When I hold your hand and I will tell you what I see, yeah? How I see the natural pattern that I see that you're in. But I see it internally. I just trust to tell you what I see. Mostly you ask, but what do I do about it? I say nothing. And it doesn't mean there won't be people who will tell you, offer you, suggest what to do. But I see that when I point you to what I see, you align sometimes your head and suddenly you smile, or the eyes open differently, or the palm suddenly released. Now, it impacts so many layers inside of you. That I don't know if that is the thing that makes me cry. I don't know. But I discover the world with you, and yeah, this crying is even exciting because I tell you this is a birth process, and you're on your own. I'm walking alone in the physical plane, but I'm being prepared for the mental plane. Yeah? The emotion plane is still very distorted. Don't know if it's still the time even. We touch it, we do look it, but what is still very developed because it's with us for thousands of years is the mind. And to believe and see that you're all with me, yeah? I'm walking alone physically. I have a recorder, microphone to the phone, and I'm talking. I can also be not talking, but it seems I am talking. And I don't know, maybe it's the mother around me, yeah, that is just having labor, like Mataji is giving birth to me, helping me to, yeah. But it's something invisible. It's not just Mataji, it's my mother. It's the quality of the mother, yeah. And it brings, I'm telling you, for already 5 days maybe. Again, on and off, like you have labor. So you have labor, you're close to 9 months, you're in 9 months pregnancy. People know, they're telling you, okay, you know, you're just about to give birth, and they stay calm. But you know, the mother, I saw some of them, didn't have yet the experience to be close by. I guess this is what karma wanted from me. And so close to 9 months, and they say, yeah, you're gonna give birth soon to the baby, and yeah, keep breathing, and you have the contraction, and oh no, it's not the time yet, and you come back again, and then lack of sleep and heaviness, and you gained weight. Yeah, I call it you're fat. Yeah, once you'll accept the sentence, not take it personally, maybe like my journey with some words, yeah, or maybe we will not say you're fat. You gained weight. I don't know, but for me, I don't know. I guess this never seemed to matter. Yeah, you changed your form. Anyway, it's just You went through these 9 months and you're ready to give birth. Maybe in my thought, my thinking, for some knowledge, maybe this esoteric, this more, I don't know, secret knowledge of life, women are ready, maybe because they've already also given birth or had the potential of giving birth, and men have not, so they kind of jump a step. Possible, like it seems to be happening for me, not have happened to happen for me, or have been happening because I'm in this process. So it's a different process for male, and perhaps maybe just as a reason, as a story, why less men are coming into this knowledge, and less men are ready to be born while they're alive, to go through the pregnancy. They're busy with many other things, but some are ready, some men are ready. And it is said that for whether it was teachings of Osho or human design or yoga, or even the ones who are coming to me, because there are layers outside of me, there are births I've already gone through that I'm already giving this life teaching to people, very here and there, and the impact is mainly on women. I was told it would mostly happen. I see it is happening. Most male men have become so stiff in the way they take life. And it is said that they have forgotten the yin energy, or in this distortion of our world, as I call it like that, perfect distortion. Men have taken, some men, too much the yin energy. And as I talk to my brother, I feel when I see that both of us are more balanced in the yin and yang. Yeah? While you are a male form, or again, if you're a woman and you don't learn your yang, the male attributes, you will also not be balanced. And now it seems like there is it's time to deliver the baby. There was one baby 4 years ago, because these things, they don't happen often. You cannot give too much birth like this. It's a heavy process. It's a hard process. It has pain and lack of sleep, and other people, they give you the medicine. They have to do their work, or they are doing their work. So it takes effort to give birth to a baby. And this baby of mine, that is now, I am the pregnancy. As I was not given the permission to give birth to physical babies, I was born as a male. I am a male, but given the karma to give birth to other things. For those who say male don't go through pregnancy, yes, we don't. But there is a karma and other experiences and other roles and other duties. This world is perfectly distorted, or distorted perfectly. There is a movement that judges the balance. Oh, too much men in this role and too little women in that. And we don't trust nature. We don't know what nature is. I don't even know what it is. I see it and I say this is nature. Prakriti. City, dirt, beauty, love, pain. Many women are not treated with fairness. Many males are not treated with fairness. Many are, many aren't. First, I watch the reality that I see. There will come a people who would say, yeah, this is maybe how we try to fix it. But the foundation is telling you this is the way it is. The foundation. I'm just part of the process. And I'm dying here for 5 days, 6 days. I don't know when the birth is about to come. I don't know. Yeah, they can give the mother a day. They say, yeah, you're now pregnant 9 months. Yes, now we're 28th of June, and they might say, okay, 1st of July, baby's expected. But we learned that there's zero expectation, 100% acceptance. And we learned too that with our medicine that we can predict, and it might release or help to prepare. So there is a date, and the real preparation is breathing it moment by moment, and moment by moment, and moment by moment. We share this illusion of knowing. You say, oh, you've got this sickness, this, that, and that, and oh, we do checkups, and after 1 month of the baby, 2 months, 3, 4, 6, whatever. Yeah. There is a reason for that, and it seemed to help save a lot of babies and handle a lot of diseases. But this mental birth of babies, whew, and to find the doctors who know how to support your process, whew, oh la la. So what happened to me, or happens, is, yeah, it's like in a way, it's not the first mother, but it's a mother that just giving birth, and hey, where are the people to help me? I'm getting there. No, because there are births you go through alone. Once you go through them, yeah, you go through the process. It's a different birth, because you go through the process and you're giving your own set of surgery tools. So you can massage, prepare, what I am doing now also. With all the tools I've got, 35 years, and still getting. I went to Vipassana, the tools to deliver on my own this birth. So I share this experience of delivering and being delivered, and yeah, the seer and the seen are merged as one in this yoga path. Whew! Wow! And I went to Vipassana, first time 2012, and Goenka was saying, yeah, are you ready for a deep surgery? Deep surgery. 10 days and sitting, and I got these tools and the messages, and I went on, and it's in my body, in my memory, in myself. I cannot decide when now I will wake up and I'm refreshed and reborn. No. I can only have zero expectations. Remember this tool, this is a massage. 100% acceptance. Zero expectation, 100% acceptance. You wake up, middle of the night, there's something, there is this. You might blame this and that, no. It's like you're pregnant, the woman's pregnant, and suddenly there's a disease, inflammation for the baby. And what, you're gonna blame the inflammation? You're gonna blame the bacteria? No use. You use the tools you have. But we are caught in often, like maybe also the woman came yesterday, or yeah, is my father's fault that he died in a motorbike accident and I have to deal with his death? What good will it do to blame my father for, I don't know, he will die anyway. Same as other things, but we don't see this reality. some women that I've heard also through the pregnancy say, oh, not I wish I wouldn't have it, but you know, the suffering is immense. I don't go through it. I'm not chosen to go through this experience. So I can only watch and prepare with the tools I have for this coming birth. Has not come yet, I tell you. I've watched birth and death of mine, and even if you had the first child, you still have the second child. Still there is pain there. Yes, you're prepared, you have the tools, you know the pregnancies like that and like this, but still, life is happening, the pregnancy, the contraction, you have to push and breathe and pain. I heard it from my mother about, talked about my birth and my birth of my brother. I heard it from the mother of my daughter and the second birth also. And yeah, prepared, but still life is there. You get a touch of some experience in life that triggers the coming birth. You just don't see. So you take the experience that you've had and you don't see that it was a catalysator. Okay? Catalysator is like a trigger. That just was saying to you, you are ready to give birth. Oh, it goes through agony. Again, maybe some women will share with me in due time how it works in their pregnancy term and this moment when it seems, yeah, you know, the baby is saying enough. Yeah, I'm just using this word. I want to go out. Yeah. Again, life is doing it for all of us. And then starts contraction, and you know, you might tell this baby inside of you, oh, why are you start pushing me and giving me this contraction? No, you do the role as a mother. Same as here. I've had experiences in the past, main one or two that in the past 1-2 weeks that have told me, now I see it, yeah? During the pain and that and whatever comes, you know, you just, hey, give me some epidural, give me some medicine. Not always, because you've had one birth, but still pain and all of that. But you see that you already have classes about it for 35 years and you're prepared. Doesn't matter. You know, and you cry through it, and you meet other people through it, and the contraction's gone, or yeah. You just get exactly what you require in life. This is the survival of the consciousness. What we do with our experience and how you maintain your, you know, your joy in your natural rhythm, in your fixed pattern of sometimes experiencing this cycle of death and birth. It's part of you. It will come again, I assume, yeah? No, I don't want to be pregnant again and give another birth, but then... Yeah. It's even a different layer, because it's not like, okay, in this game where you decide to have sex with a man and you get pregnant and you give birth. No, this is like, Who impregnated me? Who made me pregnant and decided I would give birth now? Hey, I didn't choose it. And I'm telling you, you also didn't really choose getting pregnant for the baby as a mother. You're just in the illusion that you did. How do I know? I don't. But this is the story I'm telling you. Yeah? And it seems like, I made the wrong decisions and I made this and that. But I already know Prikriti is just Prikriti. It's just, do I use the experiences for emancipation or for the sake of pleasure? And I followed my formula and responded and went. You go through the precise experiences because it is time to give birth. Baby is not yet born. In my story, as I wake up, I experience it. The pattern is changing. Yeah. When you're pregnant, you're not going through the same pattern as in your daily life when you're not pregnant. Your chemistry changes. Everything changes. And I'm giving birth to new things. It tells me, hey, give birth. And it is painful. And there's no signs of hospitals and doctors and all of that. Yeah. You've been given your own set of surgery tools. You've been told who you are and that you can give birth. And that you will die again, cross of the sleeping phoenix. And that you're just even yourself, you're 35. There will come another year, another 5 and 10 and 15 and you know, this is the time to, I guess, go through this. And you can see that part of the tools is observing and another moment, another day, and maybe you'll go to sleep now and in this night, and maybe it will be the same. You don't know when this pregnancy will be over. You just have to live, or you can, you know. No expectations, 100% acceptance. Again, it's like you talk to people, they haven't experienced this kind of pregnancy. You can hear it because the way they talk. They blame the bacteria, they blame the inflammation. They don't, some of them do. They see that you go through pregnancy and they say, don't worry, you're just going through pregnancy. Soon the birth will come, soon you'll die. Yeah? Many cells will die and new ones come. So from the deep layers inside of me, something is ready to be reborn. As I see a sign on the car parking in our house's parking spot, and careful, I'm braking. And you know how they say with the mother, the water broke? Like the water now dropping and it's time to go to the hospital. And sometimes this delivery takes longer. It's not like the physical pregnancy that, I don't know, when I hear 24 hours, it's very long. My mom said, I don't know how much for my own physical birth, 10 hours. And she said, like, plop, I went out. But this first pregnancy, maybe? I don't know, maybe it took 3 years. And no sleep. And you might say, you did, it was this and that and wrong decision and this and I remember how you were in that. That was part of the process. Again, karma is not always pleasant. Arjuna has to stand in the battlefield and do his karma. Self-realize. And now again, but you see, it's second pregnancy, it's different. Yes, there are, seems like, I don't know if complication, but reality. And I was told like this by the mother of my child in her second pregnancy, what she goes through, because it's very easy to You know, that's what we do as humans. And it doesn't stick to me. I have my mother, my own mother, and my brother, and it seems like I call it blessed. We were blessed by not holding a grudge, like keeping anger at someone. Very strange quality, because most people, when I talk to them, they do. And this mother told me that even through the experiences she went through, regardless, again, it also is her karma, she could see within the death of her body and the fire and everything, the love she has for her daughter and in the pregnant, all of that. Yeah? So we experience all the varieties of life, but what do we do with the experience? How do we see? Again, it's also just luck, just karma, just, you know. Arjuna has his karma, and the Pandavas have their karma, and they both are, you know, just living in this karmatic road, and I see it. So I take also the information from the mother of my daughter. She said in her second pregnancy she was ready. She told, okay, this I do, this I that, da da da. It was clear already what to do, but still, it was pain. It was pain. And I go through this birth of mine now. When it will be over, from my experience, I will tell, look, it was just a birth, it was just that, and lack of, you know, because this is what we do with our life. But I'm making my sharing and everything from the pregnancy period, from the labor period, from all of that. And I'm telling you, when I wake up, my legs are a bit tired, and my arms, I can feel it, and hey, the sleep didn't refresh me. And what the mind is doing, tries to blame life. Any aspect of blaming life will not help you, because you're here to go through this labor, through this pregnancy, to deliver some baby. It will not help you. And 5 days, maybe most of the days now, it is happening. I am present to it as it is happening. You know, for 1.5 hours, I document it to myself. This is my medicine to myself. I've done it before as I walked and learning something new about this pregnancy, fixing it or mentioning it in the consciousness. No matter that I delete most of the recordings, because the experience will be necessary for the ones who will hear it eventually. So Guruji and Mataji, they're part of my doctors, my parents' doctors, and they tell, share this, share this, come to us. As I'm going through this labor. You know, I wake up and my mind goes immediately to the turmoil of something. I was told that women, you know, okay, they go through the pregnancy and accept that the hormones are changing. Accept it. Again, I didn't experience physical pregnancy like these baby things that people call pregnancy. So I don't know. I don't have it in myself. Okay, it's weird to me. Suddenly you have to accept, I don't know, changing moods and anger and feeding and eating, all of this very different pattern. And now I go through it myself. I don't know, maybe if I would done tests now on my hormone level, maybe it would also reveal something. Had I gone through tests. But we're not really, these timings, again, there are places where it's being maybe measured and tested, but we're not really occupied with it. in life? Not really. So I don't know to tell you in this science level whether I'm what is my hormone level. Sometimes you may believe it more if you scan my brain and you check them, you take blood samples, and the doctors tell you, the allopathic doctors, look, Yaniv's hormonal level at this period, it changed like this and like that, so you can establish something to tell others. But I'm telling you, I've gone through experiences also in about 3 months ago, again, because I'm going through this pregnancy, there is delivery. It's connected to me re-meeting my daughter. Yeah? There was a trigger there. It says, okay, now maybe it's this last, I don't know, trimester or something. And yeah, sometimes, you know, you're pregnant, and it seems like, again, when the women I met, you know, they also suddenly they have joy, and they have, you know, pregnancy, and buying things, preparing for the room of the baby, and they're happy, and, you know. And also the other side. So I went through this period the past 4 months. Oh, happy and with my daughter and all of this, and now I look at photos and and then all of a sudden something, because it's a pregnancy term. I'm here to deliver something. It's bigger. I'm here to deliver something. It's not my own daughter. It's something, I may call it invisible, but it is surely visible inside of me. And yeah, it's kind of, I assume, also a hormonal change, a chemistry change. So I experienced a couple of months ago, maybe, as I met a friend, and we had some yeah, but I could feel after meeting him that I don't know how I didn't sleep in the night, same, but different than what I had now. And I could feel what I described, my DNA change, my molecular structure is changing. But I have no evidence for that to share, but just because I'm not here to prove to anybody anything. I'm here to experience for my sake of experience. You'll believe it, you'll take it. It doesn't matter, and it does. It doesn't matter, and it does. And I got my mother next to me and my brother, and then sometimes I go to a, you know, like, I don't know, I would may call it like a holiday or retreat when I go now to Israel, and in the last terms of the pregnancy, last time I went to India, so I can deliver this baby, and it helped. It helped. My parents, my Indian parents, Mataji Guruji, the doctor parents, they delivered. Yeah. I didn't know what to do first pregnancy like this. I'm like, okay. And they helped me deliver. I don't know, it seems like this knowledge is valuable. I do somehow, yeah, maybe this one I will keep as a recording, as a documentation. And it seems to me like men, sometimes they watch women as they go through the pregnancy and they're like, what is this thing, you know? And as I go through this pregnancy and, you know, I act, it seems so also different, you know, I go with this microphone, I make my recordings, I'm going a bit crazy, yeah? Talking to myself on the streets about this and that. Then, oh, I'm happy, the baby is coming. Not my daughter, the baby, the conceptual baby that I'm here to embrace. And at other times I cry, oh no, this baby again, you know, this pregnancy prevents me from sleep. And then I realize what the hormones are doing, what the chemistry of the mind. I start to, you know, to look for blames for this pregnancy. But there's none. You're here to deliver. Yeah, I was told there is something different in my path in life. I hear it from people, you know. I don't know why I cried. They say it's also some kind of a change that impacts the system. And in this period of ready to give birth, it seems like the hormonal system, the chemistry brings a congestion that brings tears and cry, and yeah, you might say, oh yeah, here now is the emotional energy. It doesn't matter how you will prepare. Well, it does, but it doesn't. It has to be experienced, and a baby has to be delivered. For some people, they will go through this pregnancy. Yeah, I don't know if they might die. This is not a pleasant experience, but it is a present experience. And like with me, it doesn't go with one word. It's a story. 1 hour, 40 minutes story to begin the morning.